never quit. Even though you want to quit after every single class, because that was my feeling, just never give up. Just keep pushing and keep doing it.
I'm getting my bachelor's in marketing.
Are you excited about it?
Super excited.
Everyone has their own journey and you will get there, so don't give up.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the national anthems of Germany and the United States, which will be sung by vocalist, Air Force Tech Sergeant Michelle Doolittle. Graduates, you may leave your caps on, and our Associate Dean, Dr. Andrew Boone, will represent us by removing his cap to honor the flags.
Einigkeit und Recht und Freiheit für das deutsche Vaterland. Danach lasst uns alle streben, brüderlich mit Herz und Hand. Einigkeit und Recht und Freiheit sind des Glückes Unterpfand. Blüh im Glanze dieses Glückes, blühe deutsches Vaterland. Blüh im Glanze dieses Glückes, blühe deutsches Vaterland. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Tech Sergeant Doolittle. That was wonderful. Please be seated. President Fowler, Senior Vice President Miles, Senior Vice President Palmietto, distinguished visitors, families, friends, guests, and especially the class of 2023. Welcome to the annual commencement ceremony for the University of Maryland Global Campus Europe Division. My name is Patricia Coopersmith, and I am the Vice President and Director of UMGC Europe. Now in my 7th year with the Europe Division, first as the Deputy Director, and now as the Vice President and Director, I have seen many changes during my time overseas with the university. Of course, since 2020, COVID caused several shifts in our educational environment, some of which we have maintained to this day, like our division virtual office. But one thing that has never changed is UMGC's outstanding service to our students. We always aim to provide more options, greater flexibility, more variety in the courses we offer, added technologies like live streaming, events for that campus feel, and so much more. This year, we are rolling out what we call the Student Care Package, ensuring each UMGC student has that personalized service and regular one-on-one communications with our faculty and staff. So, today's event is the absolute pinnacle of your and our academic year, a milestone for our wonderful graduates and a leap into the next phase of your lives. I am proud to be your Master of Ceremonies and a witness to today's wonderful event. However, before we ask each graduate to walk across the stage, I would like to recognize some distinguished participants and visitors. Here on stage with me, I am pleased to introduce and ask each one of them to briefly stand when their name is called. The President of University of Maryland Global Campus, Dr. Gregory W. Fowler. UMGC's amazing and accomplished leader, and our keynote speaker today. In a few minutes, Dr. Fowler will impart some memorable words of wisdom for our graduates. Dr. Vicki Root. Interim Director and Professor, Salisbury University School of Social Work, who is here to confer SU's social work degrees as our partner in this program. Dr. Andrew Boone. Associate Vice President and Associate Dean, Academic Affairs, UMGC Europe. Miss Janice Keller. Assistant Vice President, Academic Operations and Student Services, UMGC Europe. And Dr. Timothy Cazada. Assistant Vice President, Faculty Affairs, UMGC Europe. Next, I would like to introduce some distinguished guests in the audience. Similarly, when I call your name, please stand briefly and wave to our graduates and guests. We are fortunate to have the following UMGC stateside leaders from our Adelphi, Maryland home campus. Major General Retired Lloyd Milo Miles, Senior Vice President, UMGC Global Military Operations. And Miss Blakely Palmietto, UMGC Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer. Thank you both for coming. We are also honored to have so many military and government leaders joining us today. Please help me show appreciation for the following individuals as they also stand briefly to be acknowledged. Brigadier General Otis C. Jones, Commander, 86th Airlift Wing and Installation Commander, Ramstein Air Base, Germany. Chief Master Sergeant Charmaine N. Kelly, Command Chief, 86th Airlift Wing, Ramstein Air Base, Germany. Ella Karchevska, Chief, Army Continuing Education System, IMCOM, Europe, and Contracting Officer Representative, Tri-Services Contract. Laura Dean, Contracting Officer Representative, CENTCOM, AFRICOM, Academic Contract, and Education Program Specialist, Dantes Europe. Sheila Barthel, Assistant Contracting Officer Representative, Tri-Services Contract, and U.S. Army Garrison Bavaria, Education Services Officer. Armor Trey Taylor, Education Services Officer, U.S. Army Garrison Rhineland-Pfalz and Sembach. Felicia Piggy, Education Services Specialist, U.S. Army Garrison Rhineland-Pfalz. Roger Wilson, Education Services Officer, Ramstein Air Base. Christine Weisbecker, Education Services Specialist, Wiesbaden. And Stephanie Dantzler, Deputy Director, Cyberspace Operations, EUCOM Joint Force. Thank you to these educational leaders and military leaders who support our educational programs every day. Our next group of distinguished guests are from the other overseas contracted schools whom we are fortunate to collaborate with. Please stand when your name is called. Mr. Gary Kindred, Dean, Central Texas College, Europe. Dr. Peggy Lerner, Europe Director, University of Oklahoma. and Ms. Misty Renaud, Associate Executive Director, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And for our final special guest, please help me show appreciation for the USO Europe, Middle East, Africa, EMEA Regional Vice President, Mr. Grant McCormick, and the USO Kaiserslautern Area Director, Mr. Conrad Braun. As some of you may know, UMGC Europe has been an official sponsor of the USO for about 2 years now. UMGC and USO staff members work on and attend events together to support the service members in the many locations that we both staff. We are very appreciative of the incredible work the USO does, and we are proud to be a USO partner and sponsor. Thanks, Grant and Conrad. Now, graduates, we are moving on to recognize a group of individuals you likely know best, our faculty members. UMGC and Salisbury faculty, please stand. The small group of faculty here today represent a fraction of the approximately 40 full-time UMGC collegiate faculty and 220 or so part-time adjunct faculty members who are stationed near our 55 sites at the education centers in 19 countries across all of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. Our faculty members meet the same strict standards as UMGC faculty do in Maryland, are indeed true leaders in teaching, mentoring, and advising our students. Faculty provide on-site, hybrid, live streaming, virtual, and online courses wherever and whenever our students need them, teaching in sometimes challenging and harsh conditions, working around internet issues, learning new technologies and course delivery methods, and so much more to bring quality education to our students. To our faculty, thank you. Please be seated. And last, but as they say, certainly not least, an extremely important group of individuals, our incredible UMGC Europe staff members. Please stand and wave, and I know many of them are already located around the room. Like our faculty members, our approximately 180 staff are spread out across Europe and downrange, have roles from field leadership to logistics, data analysis, and of course, student support. Our program coordinators and academic advisors at the military education centers are truly the backbone of the UMGC Europe team. Our headquarters staff here in Kaiserslautern form a mini campus of sorts with support from services ranging from HR to IT, marketing, enrollment operations, administrative logistics, academic affairs, and of course, financial aid and student services. UMGC is a large and complex organization, and I am so proud of the team for all that they do to support our students. Audience members, please put your hands together one more time for all of those that we recognize today. But our most important attendees today by far are the graduates of the class of 2023. You are the 73rd class to graduate from UMGC Europe since our establishment overseas in 1949. Some interesting statistics about your class and classmates are as follows. In the academic year that just concluded, over 11,000 students have taken courses with UMGC Europe, totaling over 34,000 class enrollments. Approximately 210 graduates are walking in today's ceremony out of the nearly 1,000 overall UMGC Europe graduates this spring. Some students that could not be here today may be participating in local ceremonies on their military base in Italy, Bavaria, England, Bahrain, or in several other locations. This year's graduates are joining the ranks of some 280,000 plus UMGC alumni around the world. UMGC Europe will confer 401 associate's degrees this commencement season. 461 individuals will receive a bachelor's degree, and 116 students will earn a master's degree. And 26 students are earning degrees from our partner institution, Salisbury University. The average age of an associate's degree graduate is 29. The average age of a bachelor's degree graduate is 34. And the average for a master's degree graduate is 37. 58% of you are married, and 61% of the graduating class have children. 57% are active duty service members from the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Space Force. And 42 states of the United States are represented. Almost all of you were fully employed along this educational journey. Wow. Graduates, please stand. All of you deserve our admiration for what you have achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a thunderous round of applause for these accomplished students? Please remain standing for just a moment longer. Graduates, this journey was taken with those around you who supported you along the way, be they your spouse, children, other family members, friends, supervisors, and/or colleagues. They inspired, encouraged, and perhaps even forced you to stay with it. So graduates, in recognition of your supporters' contributions, please turn toward those guests who accompany you here today and give them a shout out and a big round of applause. Please be seated. It is now time for some very special awards to be presented. I would like to ask the head of our UMGC Europe Academic Affairs team, Dr. Andrew Boone, Associate Vice President and Associate Dean, to come to the microphone to present the Faculty Awards.
Thank you, Trish. It is my privilege to present the Stanley J. Drazek Teaching Excellence Award. The late Dr. Drazek served as the UMGC Chancellor from 1975 to 1978, capping a 32-year career with UMGC. He was devoted to improving educational opportunities for part-time students and to establishing teaching excellence as a top priority. In this spirit, we present the Drazek Award to exceptional professors. From among the many nominations we received from students, 2 recipients in Europe this year are Dr. Jessica Stock and Dr. Ala Afifi. First, Dr. Stock, would you come to the stage for the presentation of your award? Professor Stock is a collegiate faculty member who has been teaching with the university since 2015. Before coming to UMGC Europe, Dr. Stock taught at the United States Military Academy, where she was also director of the Honors English program. Students nominated Dr. Stock because she is outstanding in the classroom, but she is just as active and effective outside the classroom, where she is on the Diversity Council, the founder and sustainer of the UMGC Book Club, and the faculty advisor for UMGC's Field Study Program. Graduates, if you've not joined Dr. Stock on a field study program to Dublin or Edinburgh, it's not too late to treat yourself to a truly unique learning experience. Well done, Dr. Stock. Next, Professor Afifi, please come to the stage. Dr. Afifi has been teaching with UMGC in Manama, Bahrain since 2004. A fixture on the base there, as well as the US Embassy, Dr. Afifi is the go-to person when it comes to teaching Arabic language and culture. He is able to take students with no prior knowledge of Arabic and within a semester or two give them a working knowledge of the language and a greater appreciation of the culture. He does this through a combination of continuous engagement with students in and out of the classroom and adding in healthy doses of kindness and humor in all his interactions. Because of his contributions, a whole generation of students gain the knowledge and skills to better appreciate their time downrange. Thank you, Dr. Afifi. Again, congratulations, Dr. Afifi.
At this time, I'd like to call to the microphone Ms. Jan Keller, UMGC Europe's Assistant Vice President, Academic Operations and Student Services. Jan is an amazing advocate. You can come. Jan is an amazing advocate for all students and doesn't hesitate to get on the phone, email, or chat with any student any time of the day, night, or weekend to support their needs. She didn't really want me to say that because she doesn't want weekend chats, but I said it. Anyway, chat her on the weekend. She loves it. Thank you, Jan, for all that you do.
Thank you, Trish. I will have my phone forwarded this weekend to Trish. So, UMGC Europe would now like to recognize the student who has achieved the highest academic standards in the graduating class by presenting her with the William C. Bentley Memorial Award. The late Colonel Bentley convinced the U.S. military of the need for higher education programs for service members stationed in the post-World War II Europe. He worked with UMGC to establish a program, and he became our very first University of Maryland overseas graduate in 1951. In his honor, the Memorial Award bearing his name was established in 1983. This year's Bentley Award recipient is Miss Anya Fuller. So she took her first class with then UMUC in the fall of 2007, and she graduated 15 years later with UMGC in the fall of 2020 with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. Anya completed on-site, virtual, and online classes and finished her degree with over 80 UMGC credits. Anya told me that there were two people who inspired her to work toward her goal of a bachelor's degree. She credits a woman who completed her bachelor's degree at the age of 100, saying, if she can do that, I can do it too. And so she had also had the full support of her late husband, a retired Air Force officer, who encouraged her and supported her. He helped her to see that she could do it. And unfortunately, he passed away before she graduated, but I am sure that he's in her thoughts as she accepts this award today and says, you did it.
Congratulations to our award winners. One of the great traditions of commencement is the keynote address. It is an opportunity to hear from someone whose achievements and words can inspire us all. Dr. Gregory W. Fowler is truly changing the face of higher education and transforming lives in Maryland, across the United States, and around the world. Now, in his third year as president of University of Maryland Global Campus, and building on our 75-year history of innovation in serving adult and military learners, he is leading a transformation that aligns the entire learning journey with the needs and expectations of non-traditional students and the global workforce. Prior to joining UMGC, Dr. Fowler served as president of Southern New Hampshire University, SNHU, Global Campus. He also held senior-level academic and administrative positions at Western Governors University and Hesser College in New Hampshire. In addition, as a two-time senior Fulbright scholar to Germany and Belgium, he collaborated with students, faculty, and lawmakers on the future of the European Union and the impact of the Bologna Accords. We are proud and grateful to have him leading UMGC into the future. He is a scholar, leader, and staunch believer in the power of education to transform lives, communities, and our world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, University of Maryland Global Campus President, Dr. Gregory Fowler.
Thank you, Trish. And let me join with so many others here today in saying congratulations, graduates. We are so proud of each of you, and both proud and grateful that you chose UMGC to pursue your education. I know I speak on behalf of everyone at our university when I say that it has been our honor to support you in your academic journey. And we know that journey wasn't always easy. For many of you, the milestone you have reached today represents a team victory shared by your colleagues, friends, spouse or partner, children, and others who supported you along the way. You just gave them a round of applause. There have been challenges that come with wearing the uniform of our country, including changes of duty stations and shifts in schedules and responsibilities as crises arise or statuses change. You serve your country in another way, by standing in the vanguard of higher education as we seek every day to get better at adapting to different environments and meeting students where they are with learning experiences that align with workforce needs and career aspirations. You are every bit as much the pioneers as were the first 7 UMGC faculty who filled their bags with books almost 75 years ago, boarded a plane in Massachusetts, and flew to the old Rhine-Main Air Base near Frankfurt, not that far from here. They began offering classes for the first time to US troops stationed in Europe in the aftermath of World War II. And so we say, thank you for being that kind of pioneer. As I thought about my remarks today, I asked myself, what might I have wanted someone to say to me when I was a new college graduate some 30 years ago? First of all, I can't believe how fast the time has passed. You will hear over and over that time flies, that time is precious. And still, I wish that someone could have reminded me at that moment of just that. Time is a limited resource. You can't buy or borrow 1 second more of it. So never hesitate to pursue a new opportunity or to hear someone else's story. In my own life, apparently random conversations have often led repeatedly to life-changing opportunities. Once, when walking across campus at Morehouse College, I just stopped to say hello to a woman who was sitting on a bench. That began a conversation that led me to being invited to apply for jobs in DC just a couple of weeks later, and then I moved there. Which leads me to my second and related point, that with maturity comes the realization that everyone around you, your friends, your parents, superiors, and even your heroes are fellow human beings who are also on their own journeys of learning and discovery. You may have heard of imposter syndrome, which is that nagging sense of belief that those around you, especially if they've achieved some measure of success, have already figured it out. This comes with the fleeting hope that at some point in your own career, you will figure it out and no longer contend with the fear or uncertainty. In reality, learning is a journey, not a destination. It involves much more than knowing the right answers. Keep that in mind as you acknowledge the accomplishments and achievements of those around you. While they may demand effort and sacrifice, never doubt that those achievements are also within your reach. Don't wait for your fears or anxieties to go away. As I'm sure you have learned, courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to persevere in the presence of fear. And while it is true that the individuals around you are no better than you, neither are they less than you, though they may well experience the world very differently. One of my heroes is Martin Luther King Jr., whom you may associate with his I Have a Dream speech, or perhaps the speech he gave the night before he was assassinated called I've Been to the Mountaintop. For me, however, King's greatest speech is one he gave exactly 2 months before his death, entitled The Drum Major Instinct. In that speech, King explained that the drum major instinct is our innate desire for recognition, for attention, for distinction. And notes that while it is not inherently good or bad, often it drives us to try to lift ourselves up by putting other people down. Education, at its best, leads to humility rather than arrogance, because it helps us to understand just how little we truly know and how little we will ever know. Albert Einstein was the great genius that many of you recognize, but he said, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I really don't know. And that is no coincidence. The greatest among us are always those who know that no matter how learned we become or how deeply experienced we are, we still only see small parts of the whole. And there is always a chance, and it is a good chance, that we could be wrong. To be educated also means recognizing how dependent we are on others. I recently read that shortly before his death, Steve Jobs wrote a memo to himself, pointing out that he didn't write the music that inspired him, didn't make the medicines that helped treat his illness, didn't sew the clothes that he wore, and didn't grow the food that he ate. And I doubt that he knew those individuals' political beliefs, race, sexual orientations, or any of the other things that so often divide us as people. During your time at UMGC, I'm sure you encountered individuals with whom you also disagreed. Some of them are probably people right in this room. Perhaps they came from different countries or cultures or held different religious beliefs. I hope you took the opportunity to explore the why behind their views they felt differently, and perhaps in the process developed a deeper understanding of your own. Because being educated also means valuing the diversity of thought and recognizing how important those differences have been to human progress. It is deeply ironic to me that our movies and our histories celebrate those who are different, who go against the grain, who challenge the status quo. Yet we often do everything we can to make others assimilate or to make those around us conform to how we feel or believe. There is no question that education has the power to transform lives, families, communities, and our world. And I am confident that the milestone you have reached will open new doors of opportunity for you and for those you love. At the same time, it positions you in the ranks of educated individuals who form the backbone of a strong community, a strong workforce, and a strong military. This is an honor, a privilege, and a solemn responsibility. Some of you may be thinking right now, great, just what I need, more responsibility. But because of your education, more of your colleagues, your friends, and your family members are going to look to you as leaders and role models. I hope that you embrace that role, offer a helping hand to those who need it, and commit to trying always to make the world a better and a brighter place. Which brings me to my final point. This is your time. You matter. I want to say it again. You matter. So make your mark on the world and do all you can to empower others to make their mark as well. I am no fan of placing restrictions or expressions on actions as long as we do our best to never hinder someone else's journey in life, even if we have to carve out our own paths of discovery. Many of my most cherished and important moments sprang from interactions with others whose views and experiences of the world were remarkably different from my own. I am better for it. You will be too. You're going to have critics. Lots of them, probably. Do not let them make you cynical. You're going to have failures. Learn from them so that tomorrow will be better than today. And of course, there will be moments like this, surrounded by your friends and loved ones and basking in the glow of accomplishment. Let these moments sustain you as you pave the way for those who come behind you. Congratulations again on reaching this milestone and all of your achievements along the way. I applaud your hard work, and I'm inspired by your lives of commitment and service. So thank you for becoming part of the UMGC family, and best wishes for great personal and professional success in everything that you do. Be safe, be strong, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Fowler. Every time I hear you speak, I'm inspired and reminded of the power of education. As a token of appreciation from the UMGC Europe team, we would like to present you with this plaque. It's designed with a map of Europe and has little stars on it for all the locations where we serve and where you help us to serve, sir. So thank you. Now, the crowning moment for which you all have been patiently waiting, the presentation of the degrees to our very hardworking and deserving students. Dr. Fowler will confer the UMGC degrees, and Dr. Vicki Root will confer the Salisbury University social work degrees. Assisting on stage will be myself, Dr. Andrew Boone, Ms. Jan Keller. Names of the candidates will be read by Dr. Timothy Cazada. At this time, I welcome to the microphone Dr. Vicki Root, Salisbury University's Interim Director of the School of Social Work, who will deliver brief remarks and confer the social work degrees.
Good afternoon. It's my great pleasure and honor to bring congratulations to all of today's graduates. On behalf of Salisbury University President, Dr. Carolyn Ringer-Laprie, Provost, Dr. Karen Olmsted, Dean of the College of Health and Human Services, Dr. Kelly Fiala, and the faculty of the School of Social Work. And particular congratulations to our Salisbury University students graduating today with the Bachelor of Social Work and the Master of Social Work degrees. We are all so proud of your hard work and successes. Since 2013, when the UMGC Europe and Salisbury University partnership was established to bring our social work programs to active duty and military affiliated family members, nearly 150 students have graduated or are expected to graduate this year from these programs. We're delighted to have the opportunity to provide education and career advancement to these students who have given so much to our country. On behalf of our graduates, I would like to thank the UMGC and SU staff for their collaboration on these programs, especially the School of Social Work faculty who are all dedicated to your success, one of whom joins me today, Dr. Linda Hauser. Please join me in thanking them for their support and mentorship to our students. Back on our physical campus in Salisbury, Maryland, there's an iconic building called Holloway Hall. It's the oldest building on campus and was established in 1925. Hanging between its large columns are 3 banners that read, "Make tomorrow yours." By virtue of you being here today, you've started on that journey and met our first goal, which is learning. It's our hope that as you make tomorrow yours, you will achieve our second goal and connect how you live with what you've learned. It's our hope that you will act on the values infused in your curriculum: excellence, integrity, diversity, ethics, community engagement, to work to make a difference in your community and the world. Another hope and goal as you make tomorrow yours is that you will be the leaders needed in your professional and community lives. The faculty who have worked with you believe in you and know that you will embrace these goals. There's a second building on campus that belongs to you, the Alumni House. Not only are you joining a graduating class of nearly 2,000 back in the States, but you're joining an alumni family of more than 50,000. Today is a day of celebration and promise of a great future. I'm proud to call each one of you my colleague. Enjoy the day you have so rightfully earned. Again, congratulations. And now the time you've been waiting for. Will the candidates for the Salisbury University master's degree please rise? In accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of Salisbury University, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Master of Social Work in recognition of their successful completion of all degree requirements. Under the authority granted by the State of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Master of Social Work with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Nalani J. Dillard. Norma Alicia Gibbons. Kristen Lynn Gibson. Sarah Kale. Cristina Alvena Suarez. Nicola J. Wintholt.
Will the candidates for the University of Maryland Global Campus Master's degrees please rise? President Fowler, in accordance with the recommendations of the faculty, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degree of Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Cybersecurity Technology, Master of Science in Digital Forensics and Cyber Investigation, Master of Science in Healthcare Administration, Master of Science in Learning Design and Technology, Master of Science in Management, or Master of Science in Transformational Leadership, as in each case appropriate, in recognition of their successful completion of all degree requirements.
Hey, graduates. Under the authority granted by the state of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you your degrees, as in each case is appropriate, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Lise Anand Porter. Michael Paul Barber. Matthew James Berridge. Brandon Richard Bright. John Bully. Stephanie Morgan Channel. Eric Clark. Kanami Klus. Terica Renee D'Oliveira. Emily DeVries. Lillian Claire Gamble. Zoe Marone Hillebrands. Efren Arcano Ramirez. Jill Ann Holmes. Maria Hood. Kathleen Elizabeth Casper. Patrick Iliff. Jake Lewis Kraft. Joy Lamphere. Jessica C. Lucio. Morgan Mack. Brandon L. Murphy. Eric Moore. Abby Michelle Robertson. Gene Stephen Razak.
Thank you so much.
Carlin Andrew Simpson. Shauna Lakeisha Montevea Sowell. Nelson Leon Benable. Alicia Marie Weiss. Lakivia Catrice Wilcox. Jesus A. Cervantes. Stephen Allen Davis. Faye Collins. Dennis Michael Dutton III. Dean Kimball. Randolph Kofi Nyarko. Carlos A. Negron. Antonio DeAndre Barron, Sr. Shauna Diane Woodward, Priest. Ashley Blake Gunzelman. Stephen C. Bade. Jacob A. Lynn. Peter Vernon Pedersen. Aaron J. Lutzen. James Brown.
I knew they were going to.
Anthony DeShannon Polk. Tarek Sterling. Brian Allen East.
I would like to ask Dr. Vicki Root to return to the podium to confer Salisbury University's bachelor's degrees.
Will the candidates for a Salisbury University bachelor's degree please rise? In accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of Salisbury University, I confer upon these candidates the degree of Bachelor of Social Work in recognition of their successful completion of all degree requirements. Under the authority granted by the State of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Social Work, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Jill Barber. Shelley Renea Black. Nicholas Boruquez. Brittany Callahan. Destiny Daniels. Alba Dominguez Pacheco. Sherlon Felicia Romaine Garrity. Ronnie Ricky Washington Jr. Talyn Williamson.
Thank you, Dr. Root. I would now like to ask the candidates for the following University of Maryland Global Campus degrees to please rise: Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Dr. Fowler, in accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of the University of Maryland Global Campus, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, as in each case appropriate, in recognition of their successful completion of all degree requirements.
Under the authority granted by the state of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, as in each case is appropriate, with all rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Esther A. Adebayo, summa cum laude. Emma Ainsworth. Justina O. Akami. Aki A. Allen. Carolina Arango Reyes, magna cum laude. Christian Awuku. Ryan Bali, cum laude. Stephen Beck, cum laude. Efren E. Benitez. Marcus Ryan Billingsley. Brian E. Brewer. David Alexander Britt. Alexis Leah Burke. Ali Kamara. Bernardo Cortez. Angel Caceres. Brittany Spring Davis. Darius Dantzler. Thonason Guadalupe Delaware, cum laude. Magdalena Esparza. Laura Veronica Gaines. Hoshane Grant. Rashonda Gums, summa cum laude. Curtis Joseph Gay, magna cum laude. Eli G. Medina Velasquez. Isabella S. Guzman Garcia. Mark Hansen. DeVale Haw. Tiffany Harley, magna cum laude. Portia A. Harmer. David Hernandez. Alexander C. Hayes, summa cum laude. Christopher Eric Hogan. Haley Henson. Pamela Pai Jensen. Sienna Johnson, magna cum laude. Matthew Hogan. Lucas Daniel Jones. Colton John Keller, cum laude. Austin B. Kinney, magna cum laude. Jacob Isador Laflame. Emily Lewis Lamb. Corey Socorro Lara. Rebecca Latham, cum laude. Janice Locklar. Jacob Benjamin Logan. Joseph P. Lopez, magna cum laude. Dasha Magahos, cum laude. Eliseo John Malave. Judy Faith McGee. Catherine Elizabeth McCracken. Tina Martinez, magna cum laude. Mario Irving Mendez Rivera. Matthew Money. Kiera Danielle Mosley. James Murray. Michael Wayne Murray II. Kristen Noel Navedo. Olivia Neely. Adam Jeffrey Nichols. Timothy Nowakowski, cum laude. Justin D. Normand. Samuel Omohola. Jovan Elise Ortega. Natalia Rattler. Curtis D. Porter. Christina Beverly Ratliff, magna cum laude. Carolyn Theatira Shatina Riley. Melvin Anthony Riley, Jr. Kimberly R. Roberts, summa cum laude. Brendan A. Rogers, magna cum laude. Andrea Liette Reese. Andrew Russell Shepard. May Jean Dago Shia. Sean Sibley. Theatira Tishri Singleton. Blake Smalley. Orisha Spence. Sammy Stacy. Garrett Tennyson, cum laude. Daryl D. Thompson. Aaliyah Victoria Tucker. James Antonio Valent, Jr. Stephen James Vargas. Lisa Marie Waldrott, summa cum laude. Maurice Jarrell Walter. Dennis Walusimbi. Zoe Washam. Natalia White, magna cum laude. Christine Weirden. Derek D. Wilson. Amanda Renee Zapata, cum laude. Anya Bueller, summa cum laude.
Will the candidates for the University of Maryland Global Campus Associate of Arts degrees please rise? Dr. Fowler, In accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of the University of Maryland Global Campus, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degree of Associate of Arts in all recognition of their successful completion of all degree requirements.
One more time, you ready? Y'all don't sound ready. There we go. All right. Under the authority granted by the state of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts with all rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Joseph Abeta. Renee M. Alcade. Leslie Leanne Alderfer. Alyssa Anderson. Demisha Alexis Baker. Mariana Befuco. Lanate Dwayne Brown. Emily Isabel Bartonacek. Jordan Cates. Patrick Joseph Davila. Adelo C. Fields. Winfred Davis, Jr. Kyle Van Heaton. Natasha Walnesha Fullylove. Damari Lee. Caitlin Rose Holmgren. Bettina Moore. Jeremy B. Lozano Duran. Barton Newton. Marcelo Padilla. Arnold Ronquillo. Brianna N. Shank. Aaliyah Renee Stevens. Chanel Keandra Marie Taylor. Cosmin Tomescu. Karina Torres. Melvin Francisco Valdez Cosme. David Washam. Garen Jacob Williamson. Jordan Wells. Cody Worth. Christina Marie Ibarra. Matthew Ibarra.
May I now ask all graduates to stand? Graduates, as tradition goes, at this point in the ceremony, you are wearing your tassels on the pre-graduation side. It is now the signifying moment when you illustrate that you are indeed a university graduate by changing the location of your tassel from the right to the left. Are you ready? Move your tassel. Graduates, please turn and face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2023. Congratulations to all our graduates and to those who supported them along the way. Please be seated. Now, graduates, you are officially an alumnus of the University of Maryland Global Campus or Salisbury University. So I encourage you to join your alumni association and take part in events, homecoming celebrations, online meetings, and more. We do have an alumni event here in the Kaiserslautern area every fall. Look for that information. Our alumni tent is right outside and has some good information for you to take home. Before we conclude the ceremony, I would like to give a special shout out to Mr. Gregory Emerson, our commencement project manager. And to his wonderful team, Rick, Roy, Dave, and Mihaela, and to the various committees and committee chairs who led parts of today's graduation event. Also, thank you to our amazing marketing team, Iris, Sadia, and Dave. They have done all the graphics design, worked with video and photo vendors, and much more. It also so happens that our Director of Marketing, Miss Iris Close, is celebrating her very last day with us at UMGC after a wonderful 32-year career with the university. Can I have some applause for Iris? The office is going to be very different next week without Iris there. And thank you to Jan Keller, here on stage with me today, and to her incredibly organized student services team. They are the ones who graduates work with for pre-event commencement information and instructions, put together diplomas, graduate gifts, and so much more. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my director's office team, Miss Patricia P.J. Jameson, who has served as my acting deputy director for several months. And my executive assistant, Miss Maddie Hossack, who operates behind the scenes for so many of the fine details leading up to this event. Thanks, PJ and Maddie. Can we please also give a round of applause to all UMGC staff and faculty, the support teams from our various vendors, the leaders and staff of the Ramstein Officers Club, and media members from Stars and Stripes and AFN, and others who had roles in today's wonderful ceremony. Thanks to all of you. This concludes the 2023 UMGC Europe commencement ceremony. Following the recessional, please join us out in the open areas of the club. Enjoy the food and beverages during the reception. Graduates, please wait to leave till after the platform party, faculty, and VIPs have exited. Our ushers will let you know when it's time. At the end of the recessional, you can go directly to the reception area for food, meet your family members, and guests, come on stage, take pictures in the various places in the club. And for our members of the audience, please wait to leave until after the graduates leave. Thank you again for coming. Congratulations to the class of 2023, and I wish you safe travels home and a wonderful remainder of the year. Thank you.